So let's say hello to him and introduce him to the first time on BF Live, Ekul Pineapple.
The pineapple.
What is your take on all of this stuff, Kahuna? Pineapple, excuse me.
So I feel like Kahuna's been thrown under the bus, and I feel potentially in this format with a very patient and very nice Bobby, you can maybe set your story out a bit clearer.
Well, first and foremost, I'm not here to throw Joey under the bus.
No, of course.
He made up a lot of things about me after this all kind of fell apart. That the one thing that hurt me the most that he said about me was that I assaulted a spider at DabbleCon 2. Most people realize that was bullshit. If you go back and watch the stream, it was Saturday before noon, East Coast time. Me and Spider were hungry, and we wanted to get Joey off the damn stream. He was just yapping, and he wouldn't stop.
Okay.
And we were starving. We hadn't eaten. It was already noon, and we were supposed to be going for breakfast.
Oh.
And finally, me and Spider, we just said, should I just throw you I don't remember whose. I think it was my idea, but it could have been his. I said, should I just throw you across the bed? And he goes, yeah.
So was that in the screen? Oh, okay.
We're off screen, and I just grab him by the back, and I chuck him across behind Joey into the bed. And if you go back and watch the stream, we are both giggling. And I think I go up to the camera behind Joey and start flexing, you know. And it pissed me off that he said I assaulted Spider. That's the one thing that I want to get off my chest the most.
So as far as we know, this all started off with Beangate. Yeah. So with the story that he said about him going outside, there's a woman and a guy. He says something disparaging towards the woman and her eggy boobies, and essentially a kerfuffle kicks off. And then at that point, he's arrested initially he's arrested. I assume he contacted you because a day later there were stories about the money and what have you and the bail, and he was arrested and he came out of jail. So did he contact you like just before the stream?
When we got on StreamYard that morning.
Right.
That was our first contact.
Yes. Okay. And with that, did he say this is literally what happened, or did he say we're going to be talking about this? Go along with it.
I know what you want, Pineapple. I know what you want. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to.
Well, was it a specifically worded bit, or was it just kind of you kind of took it as a bit, but you kind of followed his lead, kind of thing?
Good question, Bobby. That's why you got the big seat.
I followed his lead.
Brilliant. Okay, and that's fine. And again, that's nothing wrong with Joey doing that. Nothing wrong with you joining in as well.
No.
The only issue I had with it was it went a bit further, which is fine. And then you seem to get thrown under the bus, and you don't need a bad.
Yeah, the execution of the bit. It wasn't that there was a bit; it was how it kind of was executed, or was it even thought out from the beginning?
He had brought up the $200 in the original show.
Yeah,
and after that show, or the morning of the next show, I don't recall, I asked him if I should play off that $200.
Yeah,
which never happened. I
Sure.
never sent any money. I did send money later to try and create a paper trail.
Yes,
which was stupid. It was dumb.
Yeah,
that's kind of where things went bad.
It got exposed pretty early because obviously people know how the criminal system works in your country pretty well.
There are many people that have gone deep into that story.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So and then afterwards, you offered a bit of assistance in the bit to try to make it a bit more credible. Again, fine. Easy for it to get picked apart because it had the date on it. So fine. Again, another bad bit, but no harm in it. Not intentionally anyway.
Right.
But what I didn't like was initially it's a little bit, that's fine. And then there's a follow on from that little bit, which is fine. But suddenly, because that was your kind of suggestion for the second part of that bit, all of a sudden Kahuna's trying to do this. Kahuna's trying to do this.
No, I had originally ran the idea past him, and I don't know if he wasn't paying attention to me. He agreed to it.
Yes.
And then he went on to a different subject right away.
Sure.
And I don't think he really understood what I was asking. Yeah. So I went ahead with it. Okay. And then it turns out that he said he never, and I don't think he understood what I asked when I asked it. So
Yeah.
that's
And
that's
again,
my bad.
that's
I
fine.
should've went deeper into it.
But excuse me, real quick, did
Sorry.
Joey really start eating shit because people were believing that you gave him the $200?
Yeah, I think people did jump on that bandwagon pretty quick, and that's when he wanted me to come out and say, and I took a half hour off one morning, and I went on his show. That was, I think you were there, Pineapple.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I admitted to what I had done.
Yeah, you did.
And he had been throwing me under the bus before that, threw me under the bus after that. They kicked me off after I had admitted what I did, and
yeah,
I really didn't get to say much that day.
So Kahuna, we all know the reason Joey says you're no longer on there, or that you got replaced. But can we address the fact that you was getting a lot of attention from the Bedabbler network? I'm sure a lot of it genuine like appreciation for your you bringing the quality of the show up, but also some of it was to kind of wind up Joey a bit, you know, because it's the Joey C show, yeah, and everyone was going Kahuna show, the Kahuna show, it's brilliant, and I would be very surprised if there's not a part of you that knows that because of the attention you was getting, the heat you were getting, that's why you're no longer on it.
Even though I would do things to get him wound up during the show, he would always tell me backstage about how good that went, not change anything, keep it up. We you know, he liked being riled up like that, and
it sounds like he got too much of what he wanted. Like if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen kind of thing. It's like you gave him what he wanted. He's telling you how good it is, but for whatever reason, he didn't react properly to it, or maybe his ego can't really take it.
I don't know.
That's my perception.
A lot of people have that same perception.
That's my perception.
But I don't know.
I think that Joey has to be the alpha. I think you two are kind of more too contemporary.
Well, it's his show.
Well, it is his show, but at the same time, when you're on the air every day and you're having conversations with your contemporaries and he wants to maybe talk down to you or talk in a way that maybe he is the superior or something, that can, to me, my opinion, that would wear on me. I wouldn't want to take being like kind of talked down to or second fiddle or being thought less of because I was doing this guy's show.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.